Valley Talk on News Talk 1580 KGAL.
Well, I hope you had a beautiful Thanksgiving Day and hope you're thankful for things this year. There's a lot to be concerned about in the economy today and in life in general, just a lot of stressors. We're going to talk about that a little bit on Valley Talk today. I'm Dave Adams, and thank you for being with us in the program. Do want to remind you to sign up for the Quiznos Taste on Us giveaway. We give away a $10 gift certificate at the end of every show. Simply email me, dave@kgal.com, or call the station at 926-KGAL or 451-KGAL. On the email subject line, simply put Quiznos Taste on Us, and we'll put your name into the subject. We'll put your name into the drawing, and hopefully draw your name out and give you a $10 gift certificate from Quiznos in Albany, right next to Novak's restaurant and next to the G.I. Joe's Sporting Goods former location there. So don't forget to do that. As I mentioned in the promos for the show, this is kind of a potpourri. We're going to be talking about everything from Christmas to conflicts. And the first segment on the show, we're going to be talking about Christmas lights, the Cascade Christmas lights with Paul Aziz. He's on the phone with us from Lebanon, and we'll be talking to Paul in just a moment. We're going to be talking about an event coming up tomorrow night, Home for the Holidays, a fundraiser for 3 local nonprofits. We'll talk about Novak's Thanksgiving dinner this last Thursday on Thanksgiving. We were there and had a chance to talk to Karen Novak and some of the folks that attended, and really interesting comments. And then I was at the Bend Venture Conference last month, where people from all over the country came to look for good ideas about things to invest in. Folks, there are still investors looking to invest in companies, even though times are tough. And we talk specifically about that. This is a show segment that we've been wanting to air on Valley Talk for quite a while. It kept getting bumped by more local shows, so today we have a chance to play that for you. Last half of the show, this could be very timely for you and your family. We have in the studio live today Bill Graybill of Bill Graybill Coaching LLC. We're going to talk about conflict resolution. And maybe if your family is like many others in the country, where holidays, even though they're supposed to be a joyous time of the year, Uncle Ben and Aunt Susie and Brother Bill and whatever, you get the family members together and there's a little bit of conflict going on because they don't quite like each other. Well, we're going to talk about what happens, what you can do to maybe minimize that, and obviously minimize some of the stress in the holidays. So we'll be talking to Bill here in just a moment. But first of all, let's start off on a lighthearted note. First of all, Dale from Quiznos, thank you for, you want to come in here for a second? Hey, thank you for being part of the KGAL Valley Talk family. What kind of sandwich did we get today?
Watch your Philly cheesesteak.
Philly cheesesteak. And my lemonade.
And your, yes, raspberry lemonade.
All right, and at the end of the show, submit your name, and hopefully you might be able to get a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. So thank you for everything you do and being a part of the Valley Talk family here on KGAL.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right.
I enjoy lunch every day.
All right. You guys have a good day. Thank you.
Okay. Hey, let's go to the phones right now. Paul Aziz of Paul's Computer Repair, and right now we're talking about Light Palooza, or otherwise known as Cascade Christmas Lights. Is that what we're talking about, Paul?
Yes, it is. Hi, Dave. Good morning.
How you doing?
Great. We had a great concert last night. Judy Pancoast, a Grammy-nominated singer, came out to our light display and sang a 40-minute concert live out in front of our display last night. It was just great.
So tell me where you're located if people haven't been listening or know where you're at. What's going on?
Well, we have 45,000 LED lights out in front of our house and on top of the house and up in a tree. And people can drive by and they can tune into a little low-power radio station. It's 100.9 FM. And they can just pull up and they can actually watch the lights that are synchronized to music. And it's all Christmas music. It's all for the holidays. And the neat thing is it's all for charity. We're doing it to raise money for the Lebanon Soup Kitchen. And last year we raised $1,300 and 500 pounds of food. And this year we're trying to double that.
How do you raise the money?
We have a secure donation box out in the front. We also have a box for non-perishable food that people can just drop off. So if they come to watch a show and they want to donate, they can.
What does it do to your light bill every year?
It actually, believe it or not, it's lower than it was when we just had regular old incandescent, normal mini lights hanging on the house. It actually is lower because with the show, the lights are on and off quite a bit, but the LEDs use very, very little electricity, so we don't have a huge electricity bill, believe it or not.
And why do you do this?
Well, one is Dawn and I both really are just, we were brought up in families that just love to celebrate the holidays and Christmas, so it's just kind of a passion of ours. And the soup kitchen is really important to us, and that's one of the reasons that we want to do the, accept donations and support the Lebanon Soup Kitchen.
And what are the hours? What's the location once again?
Okay, we're at 312 East Sherman, right on the corner of Sherman and Williams in Lebanon, and our hours are Monday through Thursday. We're open from 6 till 11, and then on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're open from 6 to midnight. And the show just runs automatically every night, and it's just a great time. A lot of cars pull by, and you can just drive right up in front and tune in your radio and watch and listen to the lights.
All right, Paul, thank you for what you do. Look forward to it this year and every year.
Sure, and just one last thing. Tonight also there's a free concert Judy Pancoast is giving at the Lebanon Library at 7 p.m. tonight. And it's, again, they're taking donations if you'd like. That's a free concert, but they're taking donations for the soup kitchen again.
Okay, Paul, thank you very much, and you have a great day. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And we continue with Valley Talk. Welcome to Valley Talk. I'm Dave Adams. Glad you're with us today. We have on the phone line with us Ron Wenning, who is the director of Teen Challenge in Shed, Oregon. They're going to be part of an event called Home for the Holidays, a celebration of love, hope, and restoration. It's an event that's going to be held at First Assembly of God in Albany, and it's a joint fundraiser event where you can find out what they're doing in their ministry with Albany Helping Hands Homeless Shelter, Love Inc., which means in the name of Christ, of Lynn County, and Teen Challenge Pacific Northwest Willamette Valley Men's Center. And Ron, of course, is with Teen Challenge Men's Center there in Shed, Oregon. And Ron, thank you for being with us on Valley Talk.
I'm very glad to be here. Thank you.
So tell us what we can expect Tuesday, 27th, 7 p.m. at First Assembly in Albany.
Well, there will be a joint service, as many people might know or have intended before. Albany Helping Hands has done this event at this time of the year for the last 6, 7, 8 years. I'm not sure exactly. This year, they've invited Teen Challenge and Loving to be a part of that. So we have been pooling our resources together. Our worship team will be there, and each of the ministries will be sharing what the ministries are, and then each will have also a testimony from an individual that's currently in one of those programs, and sharing basically the resources that the community has, whether it be the need for home shelters like Albany Helping Hands does, or Love Inc. and what they provide, or what Teen Challenge does.
So is this the time when each ministry will get up and share their story and maybe some of their success stories? Is it going to be dinner? What does the evening look like?
Yeah, there's a time slot for each ministry to share and explain their individual ministries, and then again, there'll be people that are in the program sharing what God's done in their life while in those particular programs. And then there also will be, after the event over in the Family Center at Albany First, there'll be a time for people to fellowship and ask individual questions from all the ministries. So we'll be over there talking to anybody that's interested in Teen Challenge.
Is there going to be dinner? Should they eat before they come?
No, there's a dessert. I think it's cookies or something else after that. So no, it's not a dinner. It's just a coffee probably, and I'm not sure what else to drink. And I know there's some cookies that they're making.
Oh, can I return? Always room for one more cookie.
Always room for food, you betcha.
If people want to go on the internet and find out, maybe they've missed a date or time or anything like that, is there a website they can go to find out more about this event on Tuesday the 27th?
Boy, you got me there. I'm sure that you can. I don't know what Albany Helping Hands website is.
Okay.
But I'm sure they can go there and find it.
All right. There's also information available at the Lebanon Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Center website. Just Google Lebanon Chamber of Commerce, look for their events calendar on Tuesday the 27th, and you'll be able to find some information on that. So.
Right. I do know that Albany Democrat Herald is also doing an article or a ad on it as well. So.
Okay. So if you're not doing anything Tuesday the 27th, awesome night to find out what's going on with Albany Helping Hands. We've had them here on the show before. Love Inc. of Lynn County and Teen Challenge Pacific Northwest Willamette Valley Men's Center at Shed, Oregon. Ron, thank you for being with us on Valley Talk. Is there anything you would like to add about Teen Challenge or this event that we haven't discussed yet?
No, I think that covers. I just hope that people will, I know it's a busy time of year, but I just hope that they'll set aside some time and just come and listen to what resources that are in the community with these particular ministries.
Sounds good. Ron, thank you for all you do.
You bet. Thank you very much.
This is KGAL, KGAL Valley Talk, and we'll be right back. And we are right here, and the time is 11:16. That was a pre-recorded segment we did just before the holidays, talking about an event tomorrow night. Another thing that we did, it was a lot of fun, was we did live streaming video. Now, I need to tell you, the video was provided by a network that I do outside of KGAL called the Jesus Network, TJN, the Jesus Network. It is a Christian news and music network online at thejesusnetwork.net. And we provided the video to kgal.com, kshow.net. We were at Novak's, and we were shooting live video and streaming it on the internet. And if you were on kgal.com or kshow.net, you were able to watch it over the Thanksgiving holiday. We had a chance to talk to Karen Novak of Novak's Restaurant, and then some of the people that enjoy the Thanksgiving dinner. Now, as you listen to this audio portion of that video, just remember that this was video that was being shot live on Thanksgiving. So if we mentioned come on down today and live and so on and so forth, don't go there for a free Thanksgiving dinner today. That was Thursday. This is the audio portion of that, but some very interesting comments from people about what they're thankful for, and we wanted to share that with you right now. In just a moment, we're also going to be listening to a pre-recorded event with the Bend Venture Conference. I was over there covering that, looking for what investors are looking for to invest in business. And then in the last half of the show, don't forget, we're going to be talking to Bill Graybill about conflict resolution. Very important, especially right now, especially this time of year. So let's journey back in time to Thanksgiving and Novak's Restaurant when we were there videoing live at Novak's, and here's how that went. And we're talking to Karen Novak. Karen, thank you for what you guys do.
You are so welcome.
My hands are probably really cold. Sorry.
All right, it feels good.
For 20 years, let's see, make sure we're on camera here. Let's step a little closer. You guys have been doing this for 20 years.
More than 20.
More than 20 years.
I don't even know how long it's been, but it's been over 20.
Why?
To give back to the community. God blessed us. We want to bless others.
And I love what Papa Novak, Joseph, your dad, walks around and just talks to people and just says, "Do you know my Jesus?"
Yes, he does. He does that with pretty much everybody that walks in the door.
So how many people are we going to be feeding this year, you think?
Well, last year we did 350, so this year I'm figuring between 350 and 400.
And people have been streaming in all day long. Have you been taking reservations? People just walk in?
We've been taking reservations since last month. But, we get a few phone calls early on, and then pretty much the week before or the day before, everybody calls.
What's on the menu?
Traditional Thanksgiving dinner. Turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes and gravy, sweet potatoes, and pumpkin cheesecake for dessert.
And this is all donated by the Novak's Restaurant? Do you have other people in the community help with?
Yes, we do. Van Fleet, our meat supplier, supplied a lot of our food suppliers, Cisco, Food Services of America, and McDonald Wholesale.
Okay. Today is the day to be thankful. Thankful for some sunshine today after a lot of rain.
Yeah.
What are you thankful for this year?
I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful to still be in business. Times are tough economically, and our doors are open, so we're very grateful for that.
Okay. Well, Karen, God bless you for what you do. Thank you for doing this for the community, and thanks for the people that have showed up. The parking lot's full of folks, and
Yes, it is.
and you guys have an amazing restaurant. We eat here often, and want to recommend Novak's Restaurant.
Thank you.
Okay, God bless.
Bye.
Bye-bye. They've also been delivering meals. We've had a number of folks that have come in and weren't able to come here for whatever reason today, maybe health reasons, maybe just schedule just didn't allow them to do so. But there have been a number of takeout meals that have gone from here as well. It's Thanksgiving. Here in the United States, it's a traditional holiday where we give thanks for the blessings that we have in our life. And as we've said in earlier reports, so often it is easy to just think of the negative things in our lives. Just think of the myriad of problems that are going on in this country and in this land, with the economy, jobs, so on and so forth. But one day a year, we set aside that and just be thankful for what we have. And that's what they're doing today. And of course, this is a recorded interview. Sorry for the interference. We had some interference on location for whatever reason. We'll have another comment from a few more of the folks from the Novak Thursday Thanksgiving community celebration, and then we'll move on with the show. This is Valley Talk. I'm Dave Adams. Don't forget to sign up for Quiznos Taste on Us. Delicious sandwiches there, and you can do that by sending me an email at dave@kgal.com or calling the station at 926-KGAL or 451-KGAL. And Valley Talk, the Potpourri Show, will continue in a moment.
Start the Christmas season in style at the Winter's Eve Corvallis.
Friday, November 30th from 5 to 10 p.m.
Shops stay open late to offer exclusive discounts to ticket holders who will enjoy an evening of fine food samplings from over 25 local restaurants and caterers. Other attractions include a silent auction. Winter's Eve Corvallis benefits nonprofit programs like Operation School Bell, Hug-A-Bear, and many more. Get your tickets now at the Inkwell Home Store, Rice's Pharmacy, The Clothes Tree, Schmidt's Garden Center, and Wine Styles. Enjoy Christmas in the air at the Winter's Eve Corvallis.
Friday, November 30th.
This Medicare season, come home to Samaritan Advantage Health Plan, where you're always welcome and never a stranger. Home is all about you and your needs, and that's how our members feel when they join Samaritan Advantage. For example, our members know we take our commitment to their care seriously because we take the time to listen to their concerns, either on the phone or in our Corvallis office. And they know we know local health care best. After all, we live here too. Now's the time to get the quality care and treatment you deserve during Medicare's open enrollment. Learn more by calling Samaritan Advantage in Corvallis at 1-800-832-4580. It's not too late to discover how you can get affordable health care from Samaritan Advantage, just as your friends and neighbors have. Don't wait another year. Come home to a better health plan. Give us a call at 1-800-832-4580.
How's this for a gift idea? Bronze sculptures tell great stories. Now you can have your very own bronze portrait sculpture, bust, or figure. From desktop size to monumental and every size in between. Made by Mid-Willamette Valley craftsman Donald Eggert, owner of Sandy M Bronze Works. He'll make a personalized bronze of someone or something you never want to forget. Call Sandy M Bronze Works, 541-401-4916, 401-4916. It's a great gift idea.
What better Christmas gift could you get someone this year than something they will use, sometimes every day, that they don't expect, that they will love? Thoughtful, creative, quick, and inexpensive. Gateway Imprints in Lebanon can customize iPhone or iPad cases, blankets, t-shirts, jackets, plaques, mugs, golf balls, practically anything you can think of with a picture, a name, or a logo. No minimum orders and no limit to the fun you'll have creating a custom Christmas gift. That's Gateway Imprints, 585 Park in Lebanon, or gatewayimprints.com.
Willamette Living Magazine brings you the best of our special area in print and online. Locally owned and operated, Willamette Living is the lifestyle magazine of Oregon's Willamette Valley from Eugene to Portland. Every other month brings a new edition packed with engaging local stories, beautiful photography, and offerings from our neighbors in business. Visit WillametteLiving.com to read the current issue online, find out about advertising your business, or subscribe now and have every issue delivered to your home or office. Willamette Living Magazine, your guide to the best of the Willamette Valley.
Radio for the Mid-Valley's horse lovers. The Horse Show with Rick Lamb. Sunday mornings at 9 on Smart Talk 1580.
And Valley Talk continues. We're going to have a few more comments. Excuse the interference we have in the program. But these interviews that we want to share with you, we're going to share just a couple of them because of time constraints. From what people were thankful for and their reaction to Novak's for more than 20 years, providing a free Thanksgiving dinner to anybody who showed up in the community. And hats off to Novak's, Papa and Mama, Joseph and Matilda, Karen, and the whole family. I know I'm forgetting people's names, but just thank you to Novak's for doing that. And they love to do it, just want to give back to the community. And, we need more of that now to get through the current situation that we are faced economically in this country. But let's listen to a few more of these comments from the Novak Thursday Thanksgiving celebration community dinner. What's your name?
I'm Nancy Mahaffey.
Nancy, are you from Albany?
Yes, I am. I have family all around this country.
So So what do you think about Novak's? 20 years they've been feeding the community free on Thanksgiving. That's a pretty big deal, isn't it?
It has been, and it's been a lot of times that my late husband and I used to come down here at the old building even, and now we're at the new one, and since I have no family right now to be celebrating much with, I brought my brother and my son and some friends of mine, and we're going to enjoy it. It's a great dinner, and I frequent Novak's during the year, too.
Good place to eat, isn't it?
Oh, wonderful, and their pastries are unbelievable.
And they're rather busy today. What are you thankful for today?
I am so thankful for this country that gives us the freedom to worship yet as we choose to do. I really am.
Okay. Hey, sir, can I get your name?
Yes, Charlie Baker.
Charlie Baker, happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Same to you.
What are you thankful for today?
I'm thankful for friends like this who invited me to come down here. I, too, frequent Novak's, but didn't realize that of the background that they have of free food and all that. And I'm thankful that there are people like that.
Where are you from originally? You're not from these parts.
You couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell that.
I was born and raised in Texas, spent about 30 years in Alaska, so that's my background.
So what do you think about Novak's? You know, for 20 years they've been doing this, feeding the community for free on Thanksgiving.
I think that's great, and I think they need all the support in the world they can get.
All right, thank you very much. We'll cut that a little bit short. Again, apologize for the interference. We never could quite figure out where that was coming from. We've done shows from there before and never had that hatchet noise in the background. So we are going to be putting that online, and you'll be able to go to KGAL.com and watch the video from those interviews if you want to later today. In the studios with us, we have Bill Graybill of Bill Graybill Coaching. Bill, thank you for being with us on Valley Talk.
It's a delight to be here, Dave.
Before we go to the next piece, which is the Bend Venture Conference, want to talk to that. It's more of our economic development piece of the day. But we heard a lot of people that are thankful for the holidays, you know, Thanksgiving, a time when you would think people would get together in families, and it's kumbaya. Everybody loves one another, you know, sing around the Christmas tree, kiss under the mistletoe, all those wonderful, warm, fuzzy things. In a lot of families, that doesn't happen. It's not warm and fuzzy. In fact, there's some fighting going on. Hopefully not food fights, but I've been at some family gatherings. I won't mention names, but it's been very contentious. What tips would you have for people, if we just kind of talk about this for a few minutes, to kind of de-escalate the tension during the holidays?
I think you need to, one of the major issues is to plan ahead. You know, if you can plan ahead, know it's going to happen, and know Uncle Ben is going to drink too much, and begin to strategize so that you can navigate through that, rather than just playing it by ears, dreading it, and maybe saying, oh, well, we'll just see what happens. Maybe he won't come. Well, he will come, and he will drink too much. And so if you can begin to think, okay, when this happens, what are my options going to be? And a lot of times what I find is people don't think that through, or they play the same responses in the past. And so what happens is we become habitual or acting out of habit. And so this is the play that the family does every year, rather than saying, this year, let's make it different. And so I think number one is plan ahead, strategize, think about it.
How do you, if you're, let's say that the gathering is at my house, and you know Uncle Ben's going to come, and he's going to drink too much, and some people in the family don't like Uncle Ben, and what do I do to referee or de-escalate the situation, or promote more of a peaceful gathering instead of people almost coming loaded for bear, if you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, again, I would probably, if it were my house and somebody was coming, I would intercede ahead of time. I would talk to different family members, and I would strategize. I'd maybe even, if I was on good terms with Uncle Ben, I'd have a talk with him ahead of time and see if we couldn't make some changes, and just see if we can't talk to other family members one-on-one. I find one of the best things you can do is get people on your team ahead of time. And when they're on your team and they're working with you, things just go a lot better.
Let's talk about finances. Times are tough right now. A lot of people are out of work, don't have as much money to spend on Christmas gift giving as they did in the past, but still might push the envelope a little bit. that's going to create some stressors for the holidays too. What about tips in that area?
Wow. I've been watching the television a little and the newspaper that comes and all the pressure to buy. And I think that what we need to do is not give in to some of that pressure to perform and to buy. Years ago, I'm a pastor, and I've pastored a church in Jefferson for a number of years, and a number of years ago, I preached a sermon, How to Ruin January in December. And that's just by overspending because of that stress level. And, sometimes kids don't need 4 and 5 and 6 toys. And sometimes a good talking with the kids, and what I've found is kids understand up to a certain age, after a certain age. But if money's tight, they would rather bake cookies together and spend family time and not do those things that we've done in the past or that we feel pressure by society to do and all the commercialism that we combat against.
And maybe your family gathering this year, maybe the Christmas gathering, put some guidelines, if we want to call it that, maybe a price limit on the gift, maybe the number of gifts per person, and then maybe plan some family times. Maybe one of the things that my girlfriend and I are going to be doing is Christmas caroling.
Yeah.
Just get some friends together and just go sing Christmas carols. It's a time to build memories instead of, good memories instead of bad memories.
Right. And when you build memories, when you say that, something comes back to my mind, and that is that when my kids were young, they had an aunt who would take them out on Christmas Eve, just buy some things for a family in need, and would take them, leave them on the doorstep, ring the doorbell, and then run. And they were just putting the focus on other people and those who had even less than they did. And we did not have a lot. We weren't poor, but Christmas was conservative. And so, but they still, to this day, remember Aunt Dee taking them out and going to the door, leaving a package, ringing the doorbell, and then running away.
And they remember that, but they don't remember the, $65 whiz-bang PS3 game or whatever.
That's right. They remember those moments of giving to others and those memory makers.
Okay. Food for thought. We're going to be talking more about conflict resolution with Bill Graybill. Bill, you have a book out. You want to tell us what the name of it is, where they can get a copy of it maybe?
It's called Resolve Conflict God's Way, The Skills You Need to Make Peace, and it comes out of my experience, my study. I've been doing this for quite a number of years, and it's very practical, easy to read. It's available at Rainbow West, of course, Amazon, or my own website, billgraybill.com.
And how much is the book?
If you go down to the store, it's $16.95. Actually, it's $16.95 wherever you go in hardback, and it will be coming out in Kindle in December.
Good. So are there tips on how to resolve conflict? Do you go... What will they find in the book?
They will find, first of all, it's very simple, very easy to read. It's not a complicated, it's not a heavy book to read. And then it's a very logical, it's step 1, step 2, step 3. So it will help you work through what you need to do. Not what other people need to do, but what you need to do. And then at the end of every chapter, there's a worksheet that asks questions that you can work through. And then there's also some bonuses that you can go to the website, download some additional assessments. Do you have trouble with your anger? There's an assessment for that. What kind of conflict style do you have? There's an assessment. There's some other helps to help you really take what's in the book and make it a practical experiment in your own life of dealing with conflict. And so I've had lots of great comments about how easy it is and how practical it is.
Okay. Bill Graybill, and we'll be talking more with Bill here towards the tail end of the show. We're going to take a break right now, and then I had a chance to go to the Bend Venture Conference, talk to investors looking to invest in projects and some people with projects looking for money. And what I wanted to talk to them about was, what is the atmosphere? What are you thinking about as we are, in the grips of what many are calling the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression? What are people looking at, and what are they using as criteria when they're looking to invest in startups and companies? Very interesting conversation. We'll have that in just a moment on Valley Talk.
The Osgood File, sponsored in part by LiftMaster Garage Door Openers. Use your smartphone to open or close your garage door anytime from anywhere. This is Charles Osgood. The most enduring word and number processors in the world are not computers. Not digital, except in the sense that you hold them in your fingers. The pen is number one. And number two is the lead pencil, especially the old reliable number two pencil.
Do people who work at pencil factories go around saying, "We're number two, we're number two"?
Mo Rocca meets the world's number one professional pencil sharpener after this. There's an old saying, expect the unexpected. Wise words, like suddenly remembering you left your garage door open when you're halfway to work. With a LiftMaster garage door opener with MyQ technology, you can use your smartphone or computer to control your garage door from anywhere, anytime. And LiftMaster garage door openers with battery backup keep your garage door working even if the power isn't. So be prepared for the unexpected. Learn more and find a dealer near you at liftmaster.com. Sometimes the simplest things make the biggest difference. When our kids were little and got sick, taking their temperatures was always a hassle, and half the time they wouldn't or couldn't cooperate. But today, with the Exogen temporal scanner, all it takes for parents is a simple swipe of the forehead, and you've got an accurate reading every single time. That's why medical professionals use the Exogen temporal scanner, changing the way the world takes temperature. Available at Walgreens and other fine retailers. School kids are more familiar with pencils than anybody, with the possible exception of David Reese, as Mo Rocca tells us.
He's a professional pencil sharpener, leading pencil sharpening workshops across the country.
I sharpen pencils, and I'm pretty good at it.
Don't laugh.
Listen, if it was a joke, I wouldn't have taken it this far, because it's a lot of work. When you really consider a number two pencil as an engineered communication device, it is still really efficient and really elegant. And if Steve Jobs had been the one to introduce it, people would be going crazy about what a sophisticated and simple tool it is.
David tried to teach Mo how to do it right.
It's actually harder than I remember to hold it.
Well, you got to let the pencil know who's boss.
If the wood isn't perfectly straight and the lead perfectly centered, then the point may not be on point.
There's a lot of wood on this side, and then as we rotate the pencil, you see that on this side there's more graphite exposed.
That's right. He said graphite, not lead.
In around 1565 in England, shepherds discovered the world's first deposit of naturally occurring graphite. Initially, they thought it was lead, and we never shook the terminology.
David finds pencils endlessly fascinating. In fact,
someone wanted me to come out and do something one night, and I said, I can't. I have too many pencils to sharpen. That's a phrase I never thought I would say.
The Osgood File. This is Charles Osgood on the CBS Radio Network.
Banking these days can be pretty impersonal. You've got your big banks, your internet banks, your do-it-yourself banks, and your too-big-to-fail banks. That's why you might be interested in an alternative, Willamette Community Bank. I'm Dave Wood, President and CEO of Willamette Community Bank. We believe you deserve better service without sacrificing a thing. So if you're feeling underserved, make the switch to the best banking option out there. Willamette Community Bank, service like no other, we promise. Member FDIC.
Volcanoes baseball is where Giants' dreams began as they celebrate their 17th season on opening night, Friday, June 14th, and you're invited to be there to join the fun and festive event as tickets are on sale now. Tickets for opening night, Father's Day, the Patriotic Independence Day games, 8 post-game fireworks nights are all on sale now. How about a 5-game ticket plan? It includes the opening night game and has 2 nights featuring post-game fireworks. Get your tickets now by calling 503-390-2225 or visit the Stadium Pro Shop featuring baseball hats and balls from every major league team and great memorabilia from the Giants' 2010 and 2012 World Series championships. Bestsellers include Volcanoes tickets, jackets, sweatshirts, men's and women's t-shirts, golf shirts, caps, baseball cards, and collectibles. Your Salem Kaiser Volcanoes, proud affiliates of the 2012 World Series championship San Francisco Giants. Whether it's season tickets or a 5 or 10 game ticket plan or tickets for individual games, Volcanoes baseball. Fun, well done.
Beyond the Beltway with Bruce Dumont, Sunday afternoons on News Talk 1580 KGAL.
This is Valley Talk. I'm Dave Adams, and don't forget to sign up for Quiznos Taste on Us, and you can send an email to dave@kgal.com or call KGAL at 926-KGAL or 451-KGAL. Now, as we promised, we were earlier last month at the Bend Venture Conference, and had a few questions for the folks there. Hi, I'm Dave Adams reporting from the Bend Venture Conference. It's a place where people with money to invest come looking for people and companies with ideas that they need money for. And we're talking right now with Jonathan Evans, who is with what organization are you with, Jonathan?
I'm with the University of Oregon MBA program. We're actually in the track of the Lundquist Center of Entrepreneurship.
We are in the grips of the biggest economic downturn since the Great Depression. What are entrepreneurs looking for when they're looking for things to invest in?
Well, I'd say innovation of any kind is going to work in any economy, and basically if you got a good idea, it's going to sell. You're going to come out here and you're going to find people that are going to buy your product, and if investors here in the audience recognize that, then they're going to put some traction behind you. And it's not as much about whether we're, down on the cycle or up on the cycle, but whether the idea is going to stand out in the noise of all that.
There's a lot of people living in fear, a lot of people out there that are looking for jobs. What's the climate with investors? Are they fearful? What's their reaction to the current economic climate?
Well, I would say that actually there's a lot of cash held up in investment right now. Because they're fearful of the stock market. They're fearful, about the only safe investment there is people talk about putting cash inside of your mattress right now, right? Mm-hmm. So if you can find something that you really believe does have traction, then that's a good place to put some money right now. And us entrepreneurs are looking to convince those people that are putting cash in their mattresses that there's a better place for it right now.
There's so many rules that are changing. One of the things is the election coming up. We really don't know from a national policy standpoint who's going to be in the White House. And so what are the benchmarks that people are looking for or investors are looking for? You mentioned a good idea, but the game is changing on so many different fronts. It seems like it would be difficult to know exactly what to invest in.
Oh, sure. But if you can find something that works for you, does Facebook work for you, Dave? For example, It sure does. I bet Gmail works for you pretty well as well.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So if you've got something that people will actually use, I don't think it matters who the president is. It doesn't matter who the mayor is. If you've got something that people are going to latch onto and recognize a need for, then you should provide that service to those people. But you should also probably make some money in it, and that's what these investors are here looking for is to make sure that. That they back the things that are in fact going to be beneficial and a value add to society.
So are they looking for IT, internet? Are those high on the list?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say most of the startups these days are working in tech space one way or the other, and there's with the whole social media map now, not just what you refer to as Facebook or Twitter or something like that, right. But the idea that we can connect to each other with the resources that we each have, those are the kinds of ideas that seem to have a lot of traction. The ones that like Yelp or something more recently, Yelp just did an IPO. They're a great example of a crowdsourced review network, right? And ideas like that bubble to the surface because it's basically the resource is each of us and the network that we all represent. And if we can touch each other in some kind of a vector on the internet and share those resources, then those are the kinds of ideas that actually provide us a new service. Those are the kinds of ideas that don't just sort of reinvent another mousetrap.
You mentioned looking for a good idea. We mentioned internet stocks, internet companies, internet startups. What other criteria are you using to define a good idea?
That's a really good question. What criteria? Well, I am not on the investment side of this, okay. But I would say that a good idea needs to be composed in the notion that people want to use it, that people are going to need it, that it serves a need that they already have, and does it and accomplishes that need in a more elegant way. I think that's ultimately the very simple and kind of esoteric answer to your question. But if you can accomplish something that people already do and need and want in an elegant way, then you've accomplished the idea of entrepreneurship.
Okay, Jonathan Evans, thank you for talking to us today.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
I'm Dave Adams, and we are here at the Bend Venture Conference in Bend, Oregon. And right now we're talking with Jen Aruda and Pete Klein, and they're involved with an angel investment fund.
Yes.
So exactly what are you looking for today at the Bend Venture Conference? Why are you here?
Yeah, so there are a couple of things that we're looking at. So first, we want to look at the entrepreneurs themselves and see if they have prior experience with startup companies, if they've exited before, if they've had IPOs. Secondly, we like to look at their early yeses. So we want to see if they have customers, if they have revenues already coming in at this point in time. We can.
And then we also want to look at the affordable loss. What's the risk we're taking with them? What's their cash burn rates? How are they managing their money? And then lastly, we look at their milestones. How's the money that we're going to give them going to get them to their next point in their company? So those are the main things that we look for from Willamette University's perspective when we're investing in these types of companies.
So you're from Willamette University, yeah, you're involved in the Angel Fund. Exactly how does that work? Do you actually have money to invest?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's all good.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we actually have a total of 13 students that are part of the Angel Fund, and we're each assigned to a different groups, basically. So Pete and I are both doing the Bend Venture Group.
We do PI and OAF and all the other major venture groups in the Portland area. So we're basically just advocates looking for the good deals and bringing them back to the classroom where we do the due diligence and we decide as a class which ones we'd like to invest in.
How much money do you have to invest?
Normally we do $50,000 into $1 million round, pre-value round. So that's kind of what we do. So I think we do about 1 or 2 investments per semester.
Many people believe in this. Experts are telling us that this is the worst economic climate since the Great Depression. Is this a difficult climate in which to find good ideas to invest in? Are you more cautious now than before?
Well, I don't know, we're kind of still young at this, but I think that the ideas are always still going to be there. I think it's become more difficult for people to get there, but I think that it may be even a better investment at this stage because it's less money can get people a little bit farther.
Okay, so what are you hoping to come away with from the Bend Venture Conference? A list of companies to invest in?
Actually, so we've already done some due diligence on the 6 companies that we're going to look at today, and after reviewing their pitches, we're going to decide on a company and we'll vote on that.
Is the internet, are you looking for internet companies or just anything with a good idea?
Really anything with a good idea. Primarily, we've been looking at a lot of tech companies and pharmaceutical companies, but we're very much open to anything. Yeah.
Okay. With Jim Coonan of EDCO, Economic Development for Central Oregon. The Venture Conference is a place where people with money come to look for good ideas to invest in, and conversely, people with those good ideas needing money are coming here looking for those dollars. Jim, I understand the turnout this year is record levels.
Yeah, I was just looking out there, and I don't see an empty seat. So I don't know if we're technically sold out, but we're very close to 400 attendees today.
Now, the economic climate today is, some say, many say, worse since the Great Depression. Is that creating an interesting climate for investors and people looking for money?
Yeah, it is. And it's actually, even though there's a lot of downside associated with that, obviously, the upside is people are recreating themselves. So they're being forced out of their old habits, new jobs. They have to redefine themselves, and that's really driving the innovative spirit. In fact, if you think about Bend, we don't have a lot of large employers. So pretty much anybody that comes to Bend has to redefine themselves. So we're really tapping into that innovative spirit.
So is that causing investors to look for something different? What are they looking at? There's so many game changers out there right now. The election coming up in November is a game changer on so many different fronts. The target seems to be moving. What are investors looking at as they're judging what to invest in?
Even though there's a lot of flux out there, there's certain things that are consistent, and probably top of the list is the management team. There's a ton of incredible ideas out there, but ultimately people invest in people. So today, if you look at these companies, people are really evaluating on the quality of that management team, and that's a consistent.
Why is it important for conferences like the Bend Venture Conference, especially now?
Wow. Well, like I said, there's a lot of great ideas out there, but so many of them never see the light of the day. And why is that? Well, big part of it is they're They're not able to make the connections. They don't get the visibility. They don't get the exposure. And that's really what the Ben Venture Conference is about. In fact, if it was just about the winning company, why bother, really? Because the real benefit is the exposure and the feedback that all these companies. We had over 70 applications this year. Every company that applies to the Ben Venture Conference gets feedback. So now you're seeing the finalists. So they've gone through multiple layers of feedback, and they get the exposure of a very large audience. Last year, of our 5 finalists, all of them got funded. Yeah, we had one winner, but the exposure helped them to attract capital.
What kinds of companies or ideas are coming forward?
You know, it's a whole range. So this year's finalists, if you look at our launch stage, which are our later stage companies, we've got 2 clean tech ideas. We've got a software company. We've got a human bio company. So really, we see a very wide variety of products. Last year's winner was a consumer products company. So yeah, there's a lot of tech. There's a lot of clean tech. There's human bio. It's really all over. But the common denominator is innovation.
What is the benefit to all the city of Bend, first of all, and overall to the state of Oregon for having events like the Ben Venture Conference?
Well, I think it's huge. I mean, you look at the immediate effect, which is, of course, you know, we get 400 people to come. We know that 40% of our attendees come from outside of Central Oregon. So the event is in itself important. But the other aspect is if we can encourage more of these startup companies, we know that those are the drivers of jobs. There's a great study, Kauffman Foundation, that found that all the net job generation in the United States in the last 30 years came from companies 5 years and less. So that's what we're trying to engender, these companies that can be scalable and can generate jobs.
Why did the Ben Venture Conference start in Bend? Why not do this in Salem or Klamath Falls or another city? What was it about Bend that attracted and drove this conference? 9 years now, right?
Yeah, this is the 9th year, and really it was just started by a number of local business people, guys like Dan Hoban and Bruce Jahola came together who are entrepreneurs themselves. So I think it's a reflection of the innovative and entrepreneurial spirit. Like I say, you know, if you're in Bend, you have to be an entrepreneur.
And Jim Coonan, as we talk to him at the Ben Venture Conference. This is Valley Talk, and we're going to continue our program here in just a moment with Bill Graybill, and we're going to be talking about conflict resolution as the potpourri of various topics continues on this first Valley Talk after Thanksgiving holiday. Hope you had a good one. We'll be right back.
Don't miss the Downtown Twice Around Christmas Parade and tree lighting December 2nd. This year's lighted parade starts Sunday at 5, followed by the ceremonial lighting of the community Christmas tree. In the planning since January, the evening promises to be outstanding. And you can't beat Christmas shopping in downtown Albany. Clothing, fine jewelry, do-it-yourself craft stores, furniture, toys, gifts, salons. You can find everything that's on your shopping list. This Christmas season, it's all happening in historic downtown Albany.
Wilson Motors in Corvallis is ready to finish 2012 big. The 2013s are rolling in, so every new 2012 Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram truck have to go. Right now, you can take advantage of the great prices and incentives on all remaining 2012 vehicles in stock. It's the Big Finish 2012 at Wilson Motors. Save big, save now at Wilson Motors, where you'll see the notable difference in your buying experience. Wilson Motors, 5th and Buchanan, Corvallis. Online at saveatwilson.com.
December 31st is coming, and if you have dental insurance, please don't lose your benefits with the coming of another year. Dr. Dennis Clark sees many of his patients miss out on important treatments, so now is the time to schedule an appointment by calling 451-1440. Dr. Clark has been gently caring for Mid-Valley patients for over 25 years, and whether you have dental insurance or not, now is the time to make an appointment before the holiday season is booked.
Hello, this is Dr. Dennis Clark. We do offer a full range of services: smile makeovers, oral surgery, and Invisalign wireless braces.
In addition, if you suffer from bleeding gums, loose teeth, or bad breath, Dr. Clark can help with gently applied laser light. His skillful use of laser periodontal therapy will dramatically help as you notice the healing of bleeding gums, loose teeth tightening, and the bone growing back. For a free consultation about the no-cut, no-sew, no-fear solution for infected gums, call the Laser Dentist. In Lebanon, call 451-1440 or toll free at 866-351-5453.
What's better than watching football on Monday night? How about hanging out with a Seahawks player and KGALs while you watch the game at Seahawks headquarters? Enter to win the Monday Night Viewing Party Sweepstakes. Brought to you by Subway Restaurants of Western Washington and Coke Zero. You and 11 friends could win an exclusive invitation to watch the December 17th Jets-Titans TV broadcast at the Virginia Mason Athletic Center with a Seahawks player and KGALs. Enter to win the ultimate Monday Night Viewing Party at Seahawks.com/viewing party.
Colorful, delightful, and oh so fun. That's Lebanon's 12th annual Holidays in the Park. Take the whole family this Saturday to Ralston Park. Between 3 and 7, enjoy horse and carriage rides, holiday music, Loki rides, face painting, and a look inside Santa's house. Fill up on plenty of yummy holiday treats. Then watch a Twilight Parade at 5:15 featuring thousands of twinkling lights and the new Miss Oregon as Grand Marshal. In Lebanon's historic downtown, the 12th annual Holidays in the Park, Saturday. A presentation of Partners for Progress.
If it happens overnight, Eric and Gary have it live during Red Eye Radio on Smart Talk 1580 KGAL.
This is Valley Talk. I'm Dave Adams. Glad to have you with us today. Also glad to have Bill Graybill of Bill Graybill Coaching. And we're talking about conflict resolution, especially now, holidays. It's when families get together and maybe not everybody gets along. Bill, thanks for being with us on Valley Talk.
It's good to be here and enjoying the topic.
Redemptive conflict resolution. Interesting topic. What is that all about?
Well, most of the time when we get involved in conflict, it's what I've termed defensive conflict resolution. We defend our position, maybe our power, our pride. So there's a lot of defending going on.
I'm going to prove to you I'm right.
That's right.
Okay.
Exactly. And I'm not going to let you be right. And you aren't going to get what you want because I want it. And so what I've developed is a whole system that is redemptive in nature, first of all, and then resolves the issues. So I talk about resolving conflict by first healing broken relationships, redeem the relationship, and then when you and the other person have a relationship that at least has some healing in it, you can begin to find better answers to the problems, rather than trying to just go to the answers when the relationship is broken.
A lot of people have problems saying they're sorry, don't they? Or that they can't say that wrong. I'm sorry, I was wrong. People have a real hard time saying that.
It is. And when we apologize, it's really hard to own it. And a lot of times, I know in my own life, I've watched it. You know, I want to use the word but or maybe, you know. I'm sorry, but if you hadn't done this. And so if we really begin to own our stuff and not shift the blame, the other people all of a sudden are shocked because they're so used to us blame shifting. And so when we own it, then they're beginning to say, well, maybe I did something too.
What would you say to people who avoid conflict? Let's start with that one. People who avoid conflict. Should they avoid conflict? In other words, somebody's coming up the street and I know that they want to, that there's probably going to be some conflict, and so they walk the other way.
Walk the other way. Man, I think we all want to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so I've turned that ignoring, and we never ignore conflict. Now, the alternative to ignoring conflict is to overlook it, Dave. And there's a lot of times people don't know the difference, but to ignore it says, well, there's nothing going on, or like you say, just I'm going the other way. But to overlook it means that we rise above it and say, you know what, it's really not that big of a deal, and I'm easy. I can overlook it. But you can't always do that, and then you have to deal with it. And you deal with it by going to the person and just being face to face with them.
What would you say to the people who just can't say they're wrong? There's something in them, it's just like, I can't admit I'm wrong.
I'd say go look in a mirror and practice.
You've seen sitcoms and whatever where the guy goes in the mirror and says, he's trying to say I'm sorry, and he can't do it.
Yeah.
How do we find your book again?
Well, the book, Resolve Conflict God's Way, is available at Rainbow West, and actually I really encourage local shopping. But it's also available on my website, billgraybill.com, or at Amazon, but same price everywhere, so go local and buy it right there at Rainbow West. And actually, you can get a free chapter, first chapter free, if you go to my Facebook page, Bill Graybill, Resolve Conflict with Bill Graybill, and you can find a chapter there free by liking the page.
Okay. Bill, thank you for being with us on Valley Talk today. We've had a lot of topics. We covered a lot of ground. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Dave Adams. Make it a good one and smile. Enjoy the sunshine out there. I'm Dave Adams. This is KGAL. Glad to be with you today.
Locally owned and operated, this is the very independent News Talk 1580 KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.